Good morning and welcome to another Avitech Solutions Tech Tip. In an ongoing effort to build complete digital prototypes, Autodesk Inventor provides a routed systems package that will allow designers to physically lay out their piping needs. While engaged with an oil drilling outfit, we here at Avitech were asked to assist in providing the ability to incorporate large-size piping, tubes, and fittings. You may follow these instructions to develop any of your custom piping needs. In today's video, we'll be focusing on 36-inch flange pipe with gaskets. We will start with the assumption that your Content Center data is housed within the Autodesk Vault. Our first step is to open and log into ADMS Server, and we will simply create an editable library for our larger size pipe components. Before we move on to our next step, let's show how to create an editable library without the involvement of Autodesk Data Management Server. From the project editor, I can configure Content Center information, creating new libraries, and adjusting the availability of others. Here, we will create a new library, giving it a custom name, and then showing the availability by ensuring that the check mark is checked. Starting a new assembly file will allow me to get access to the active tube and pipe style components. We'll go in and take a look and make active a similar pipe style to the one in which we would like to create as a custom pipe style. This is where Autodesk Inventor gets its information regarding the real-world scenarios of each individual pipe run. We'll copy one, we'll make this standard active, taking a look at some of the characteristics defined in the dialog box. Once we've made a route style active, we'll go ahead and start a new route using the new route tool and the routing functionality provided within the Autodesk Inventor routed systems package. Here we're laying out just 3 straight runs of pipe that will allow me to finish that route and populate it with the active pipe style. At this point in the workflow, we will need to open up each individual entity that makes up the tube and pipe style. We're going to, from the application pull down, use the Save Copy As feature to obtain an editable copy of each of the components. Once we have them saved to the hard drive, we can then go back and open them up in their own window inside of Autodesk Inventor. We'll go grab the 4 components necessary for our custom pipe style: the 90-degree elbow, the flange, the gasket, and the pipe run itself. From the 90-degree elbow, we're going to clean up the sketch a bit so that we can get our bearings about ourselves and reference the dimensions that we need to make the changes. This will give you a good head knowledge of how the part was modeled to begin with. We'll then access the parameters dialog box and make the appropriate changes inside of the equation field. This would be a great time to reference a part spec detailed table or a PDF from the valve manufacturer. Remember, digital prototyping is making an accurate model in the design phase so you can test and validate your design before committing to implementing it in the real world. So let's make these parts as accurate as possible. Here, we've changed the values. When a simple update, we can verify the actual model dimensions. This is step 1 of a 3-phase process. The second phase is to go in and author this component into our tube and pipe library. We're going to tell Autodesk Inventor the type of fitting that we're doing, the end treatment, nominal size, and connection information. Whether this part is this connection is a male or female connection, as well as min and max engagement depth. Our third step is publishing this part into our Inventor's Content Center for use with our tube and pipe styles. Giving it an appropriate name, we will be able to select it from the menu very easily when we go back to build our custom pipe style. In order to build a complete custom pipe style, we will need to go through the same processes with the flange, the gasket, and the pipe run, all the entities that make up our tube and pipe styles. Here you'll see going through the process of altering the dimensional value for the flange, as well as the authoring and the publishing process that it takes to get this data into our Content Center. We'll walk through the same process with the gasket, opening the gasket, adjusting the dimensions in the sketch for visual clarity, and then going through the same authoring and publishing process. This is a very key step in building a custom pipe library, because without this, these files will not be available to you in your tube and pipe styles dialog box. Again, this must be published to our Content Center in order for us to have access to it when we're building our custom style. The last component necessary to complete our design is the pipe run itself. The workflow is exactly the same as with the fittings, with one additional step. We must turn this part into an Inventor I part. In the I part table, we must deem the pipe length column a custom parameter column. Without this step, the pipe run will not be able to stretch and grow along the pipe runs as routed with the routing tool. Once we've completed that, we'll go through the authoring and the publishing just as normal. The only difference is the connections for the straight run of pipe are both set to neutral, and you will be provided with a dialog box to put in nominal size as well as schedule. Now that the authoring is complete, again with the publishing being the last step, which library to go through, what are the key columns to pick, and giving it a custom name so that we can easily pick it out from our list when we're building our custom pipe style. Now you're done. Now it's time to go back and make the custom pipe style itself at the assembly level where we started. Now back at the assembly level, we'll revisit the tube and pipe styles dialog. We'll edit a copied style, giving it a new name and all the characteristics for our large custom pipe style. We'll start by clearing the family types assigned to the original pipe style and going back and assigning the new pipe components that we just built, authored, and published. Our last step inside of here is to go through the rules and assign the appropriate behavior for the larger pipe. We'll save the pipe style and we'll go through the process of editing the route to ensure that we have enough length on each of the segments to deal with the larger piping components. Just a couple dimensional changes and a quick toggle of the active pipe style to our new 36-inch pipe. Once we finish the edit, we'll have our newly created 36-inch OD pipe. Let's go in for visual clarification and measure the OD and ID. You can see clearly we have 36-inch, 34-inch. We'll save our assembly and we're done. I want to thank you and hope that this tech tip provided by Avitech Solutions was helpful to you in creating your custom pipe sizes. Please visit us at www.avitech.com/training or call 1-800-706-1000.